Now, let me see if I can bring this over real quick because I want to be able to see chat. This is like the only thing I'm having an issue with is the screen size. More tools, developers tools, and let me check the settings tool. Okay, so let's see. No, I don't want settings on Chrome. I just want to be able to reshape the size of my stream here, so that way I can see the comment stuff. Because finally, I don't actually have to use my phone anymore. I'm still trying to do stream, but at least I have this part of my problem fixed now because I'm able to do it through my web camera. Thank you. So we finally got that out of the problem area. Now I just need to figure out how to get this page resized so that way. There we go. I think that'll do. Perfect. All right, finally, so I can see everything. Okay, so hello, Chelsea. Thank you. This is perfect. I can see the chat now. I can see this. It feels like I'm right back to where I want to be. I do want to do the streaming, though. I'm just having a few issues with that, but this is coming on like perfectly. Finally, it's going in the right direction for once, and I'm finally glad to finally be back using my web camera and finally using the equipment that I want to be using. And it's been like a living hell for the past month to get that back, and all of a sudden I can use it again. So there's that. Let's do this. Okay. And yes, Merry early Christmas and Happy Holidays to those out there, because tomorrow's Christmas Eve, but for some it could be different. So I do like the fact that my stream is finally back to the way I at least want it. And I do feel sorry I look as pale as the ghost of Christmas past. So I do apologize in advance for that, but that's just how it is. So the last stream I did last night was not my very strongest suit. I didn't really actually have all the points that I could convey across in terms of the whole Hyperionism and Morg situation, but you know what? Learning from that and then finding out that today that I can actually get my webcam stuff finally fixed out. You know, lack of sunlight. Well, the thing about it is that it's not even sunlight. It's been raining. Like it's like full on gray raining. Hold on, let me take this out real quick. So as you can see, like there's like literally no sun. It's like all gray. Then as you can see, like out in the distance, let's see if you can actually see out there. So if you look close enough, you can see the strip. It's just like over on that part, like just across, like in the horizon area. But that's basically where the Las Vegas Strip is. Okay. Hey, buddy. Hey, you know what? I finally got my webcam stuff fixed. You want to come up and be the guest? You want to be the guest, Wheezy? Wheezy, buddy. Wheezy. Since Friday. It's been raining. Dude, it's been raining like crazy here. Wheezy. Ooh. Wheezy, come on. Everyone wants to see you. Come on, buddy. Come on. Man, you are like lighter than before. No. Oh, you are no fun. Come on, buddy. See, you're so happy, but then I pick you up and you want down. Come on, buddy. Well, there's Monkey. Monkey might be able to want to come up. Monkey. Sorry, I'm talking to my cat. Monkerdoodle. Monkerdoodle. Move this out of the way so that we can get through. Well, yeah, and then you run off. Come on, buddy. Come on. There we go. See, look, say hi to everybody. Sorry, it's like the weirdest way to hold you. I haven't listened to Caius just yet, but I did finally get around to some of the other things that I needed to do listen to that some people did refer to me to. But Caius is still one of them, and I still actually had to listen a little bit more of a Evanescence. Wheezy buddy. See? They love you. Just take a look. Look. Look at that. Look how different the stream is, buddy. Look. Look at it. Ah. Say hi, everyone. Say hi. Mwah. Monkey, do you want up here too? All right, well, now that I'm doing all that, Josh Holmes was the guitarist in that band. Yeah, I got my cat treats. Don't worry about that. We got them good. Weezy, do you want to do anything? Because they're excited to see you. I mean, I'm not the main attraction of the show. That's you, buddy. Here, look. I want to lift my leg. I want to lift my leg. They can see you. Oh, that's you. Never mind. That's Monkey. Just pawing at my door. Let's see. Play a little bit of some music. And do not worry, we're not playing music that's going to get me demonetized. We're going to do... I'm going to try this. So we're going to be a little bit more different. I heard that. Let's see. Let's try it like this. Oh gosh, I don't want to be rewinded to that. Never mind. Trying to pull up some music here. Oh, here we go. Yes, I do gamble in Vegas sometimes. As a matter of fact, I was going to gamble at the South Point Casino just a few days ago before I met Skull Ripper, but I'm just a little short on money, so I got to be a little careful about that. And I am playing Industrial Metropolis by Stevie Wolf, or in other words, if you want to do it by Cybernetic, you can go with that too, but this is something I do want to share as well. Let's see. As long as it didn't flood. Dude, I fucking love that. The synthesizer and then the guitar just feels so perfect, especially with the drums in the back. I think I might actually see if I can do something with Stevie in terms of music. I'm gonna try to ask him about that. I think it's gonna. It sounds a little bit more better if it's projected out of the computer than it is on the phone. So hold on. All right, we're gonna do it this way. Tell me if you guys hear this, all right? And then we'll listen to. Well, no, wait, I can't listen to Kaius, otherwise I'm gonna get demonetized. But I would definitely listen to Kaius right after the stream. So let me that I do promise you.
Most folks just don't see them. That's because we cling to order, to any tiny happiness that comes our way, and we bust our hopes to blind ourselves with our desires and our pleasures. There's a world of darkness out there, beyond time or space. A world filled with evil that is undeniably real. And in that world, there are things that are important.
All right, and we're gonna play one more after this one too. It's gonna be Fang to the Bone. I figured why not? This is promoting Stevie anyway. Yeah, I let them know about it. Hell yeah, dude! I would actually love to do that. No, I shouldn't be copyright strike, but unless it's by Stevie himself, which I'll let him know that I'm. That's why I just let him know that hey, I'm playing some of your music in my stream. So like, if there's people who don't know about Stevie and they're asking about the music, I'll tell people just go to this channel and I'll have the link about that. Matter of fact, I should probably do that. That way, if people have any questions. So we got that.
As soon as you think you've seen everything out on these streets, that's what keeps something twisted.
Speaking of which, you know what? There is one thing I do definitely need to do. Hold on. And we're gonna play one more song, like I said. So. Okay, cool. No, I have not seen the new Star Wars film. I do plan seeing it, but I've heard a lot of leaks about it, and as it turns out, I know those leaks are true, and I guess it's going to be the way that I perceive watching the movie, but we're just going to see how it goes. I don't feel complete. Hold on. Okay. Figured why not. It's better than The Last Jedi, so I've heard. I mean, like I said, I would have to give it a try though, but you know, I give films a chance. I'm not biased. Monkey! Monkey! Come on, Monkey! There we go. Oh my gosh, you are a team player. See, Monkey is enjoying this. Monkey! All right, we got one more, and then we'll get into topic of discussion. He, in fact, did criticize The Last Jedi. He, in fact, did. I can even tell by the reaction on his face when the interview with Rian Johnson, I think it was also like live on stage. You can just tell by his initial shock at the scene of Luke. I mean, you can pretty much say this at this point. Luke passing away. It's not even a spoiler anymore, but he was pissed about it. Definitely.
You are one of us.
Yeah. And he's like, I'm too old for this shit. Yeah, you know what? But I still love him. He's my best little buddy. What do you think? What do you think? See, the more I think about The Last Jedi, the more I do believe it's just SJW cringe. Just at the way that they throw the lore, throw the story, throw the characters. It's a big mess. It is. There we go. That's a little bit better. I'm going to copy the link for this one too and then send it through. Fuck yeah. Oh, yes, and I do actually have one thing I do need to discuss too, which I'm nearly there finally. Yes, it's a rubber mask. Got it at the Halloween store, and I've been wearing this thing ever since. I mean, not on streams, but like outside of streams. But yeah. All right, almost there. Yeah, at least 2 more minutes, and then we are going to get started. Don't you stay put real quick. I need you to keep an eye on the screen for me real quick. Hold the fort for me. I said hold the fort. Sorry. So if I'm going to do that, I might as well scoot that over. I'm going to have this new table, which means I could actually have the lighting back there, table here, and if I set up my new computer soon, I can put a new monitor right there. Okay, so I think we got that part figured out. I was trying to make some plans to see what I can do to do a little bit of an expansion here, which I got some of it figured out, but I got to figure out how I'm going to implement it. So we got that. All right. So that was 3 of Stevie's songs right there. That feels awesome. And I'm keeping my phone on monitor because usually if I'm playing a copywritten song, it will tell me off the bat, like while the song's playing, hey, you received a copyright strike from so-and-so. So by doing this, I'm going to monitor 2 socials. There we go. See, nothing here. And cool. So we're good. So it will let me know if there's any issues with copyright. That being said, we can go ahead and continue. So let me just start off by saying that I'm so going to dye my hair brown. I don't like this blonde. I don't. I'm gonna dye it brown. It looks horrible. I mean, it's just the color that looks horrible, not the hair itself. It looks okay. Because to be honest, I don't like the way that it twirls and stuff. Not to be a diva or anything, but I like it when it's a little bit more. It's more like this than it is like curly, like this. Kind of like it when it's a little bit more out there. That's just my style. I like it a little bit more like, if I could do it right, like a little bit more like this than like this. See, it looks weird when it's more curled that way. That's why I prefer my hair more out than, the way that it is now. So, thank you. Okay, so after kind of giving it some thought, again, we touched upon, and I didn't mean to bore Shades and Stout to death with the whole call itself, but I think I should have done that a little bit more in my own time and scheduling on terms of the whole Hyperionism crap, but oh gosh. So we already covered the shadow season thing, which again, you know what? Let's recap over this new shadow season. I just want to recap over this because this is what we did last night, and to be honest, my last stream was not on the high source scale of responding, but let's see, kind of looks like it from Tim Burton film. E. About the Uma Thurman movie. Oh gosh. But we're gonna go right back over this. Is there a way I can see? I can share, but I cannot do that. Participants. All right, so we've gotten that and that. I know people later on usually come in and stream. They're more available at night than they are at day because it's only about, what, 5 o'clock technically? It's like 7 minutes till 5. So we've got that. Let's see. Okay, and let me try to at least clarify and make things a little bit more clear to understand to any of my fans who may be Hyperianism. I don't believe. Okay, like I don't want there to be any conflict or any sort of objection between you and I. If you're a fan of mine, look, again, I can respect what you believe. That's fine. But if it comes to a point where Hyperianism, because the thing about it is that when I started going after Hyperianism, it wasn't really mostly due to the fact that um, I was being drawn in. And the thing is, I have not even attacked Hyperianism to begin with first. It was more of the fact that Hyperianism seemed to kind of direct its focus on, personal beliefs of religion itself first. I keep getting hair in my damn mouth. I don't know why. But again, like it doesn't matter what you believe, just as long as you are not malicious with these beliefs, as long as you are not being forceful with said beliefs, then I think we get along famously here. But let's go ahead and recap over this particular video here of Shadow Sense. Because today is the 23rd and that celebration is the 27th. If you want to attend, go right ahead. I'm not stopping you, but that doesn't mean that this has any highly questionable things of morality whatsoever.
A little over 2,000 years ago, a magic dude fucked his own would-be mom so he could have her give birth to himself, grow up.
No, in the context in the Bible, by the way, it says in there, it was nothing about fornication from God to Mary. By the way, it was just the fact that an angel came to Joseph and is saying, God pretty much just gave Mary the child to bear, and therefore Jesus was born. It had nothing to do with fornication. Blah. So please don't mix the context of fornication and the miraculous, birth of Jesus, please. Thank you. Ideas do need to be available to criticize, and that's the same thing. People have every right to also criticize the beliefs that I have too, because I believe in Christianity. But everyone has that right. Anyone that's outside of that has the right to criticize, that said belief. Doesn't mean that I'm going to change, but there's no other beliefs out there that are immune. It's the same thing to people in general. Nobody, no thing, no idea is immune to the sense of criticism. So you're absolutely right, Lemmy. I agree.
Throw shade at the Roman Empire and get his ass crucified for our sins.
Well, Jesus was pretty much the figure to the nation itself, to pretty much tell people not to live in fear and to pretty much, take the step forward and not let people, rule their lives over to be denizens to an empire that's, kind of, in the ways of oppression,
We all know this world historic figure is Santa Claus.
And I know he's trolling at that point, and it's really not shocking. So
to this day, billions of people celebrate his birth every December 25th by prostrating themselves before capitalism's sacred golden dick.
Okay, so the mockery right here is that you're saying that, oh yeah, because we're also using the corporate system of capitalism to celebrate the birth of Jesus. That does not. And this is something that I've learned about, okay, and I wanted to kind of touch upon this once again from last night's stream, is that do not confuse corporatism and capitalism with the sense of the birth of Jesus. Again, I know there's people probably in my stream, and there's probably people that have seen my stream that believe differently, but I think to the extent they can even agree that context itself does not need to be confused. Yes, we do live in a corporate capitalist world. That's a given. We know this because every single day from Black Friday to Christmas, there's Christmas shopping. There's sorts of pandemonious things going on. But missing the mark and pretty much telling people that, celebrating the birth of Jesus by, throwing our money to some capitalist, consumerist ideas is kind of just blatant bullshit to me. The concept, though, about Christmas, again, the birth of Jesus, because, and let me put this into the context for you real clear. From people themselves as humans to God himself, what do you think is the major aspect between Christmas, and the birth of Jesus? It's supposed to pretty much say it's more about giving than it is receiving. I said this last night. Humans, or us as human beings, it's more better for us to give rather than receive. Hold that thought real quick. And yes, it is a better system than communism. It's kind of funny how he never mentioned communism in this video, or, you know, totalitarianism or authoritarianism. Doesn't mention anything like that, or fascism for that matter. But again, God sent his only son, you know, for humanity, to die on the cross for humanity, according to the scripture and to the Bible. So in this sense, for humans, or for us in the terms of mankind, to give as much as receive to make someone's life better is kind of the more concept of Christmas, is to give, is to be more generous, it's to be more better than who we are, to not be selfish and just think about yourself all the time, but to think about others. So that's the line, that's pretty much the symmetry between what the birth of Jesus and pretty much what the world should be more about. I'm not saying it like celebrate Jesus, but like the term of giving to others is basically the important part. Being selfless is basically the lesson. And yes, Christmas did actually come from the pagan holiday. So the idea of that comes from that. That I do know. But that does not mean, though, for any Hyperions out there, that does not mean that just because if Christmas itself was adopted from the pagan holiday, I mean, Christians have pretty much adopted, like, say, the Beowulf story, pretty much from the older, you know, text and from the older versions of the stories of Beowulf, and they have actually adapted that into their own stuff. In case you didn't know. See, but that does not mean that Christianity itself is completely wrong. This could just be a little bit more of a different view and concept. So I just want to make that more clear for anyone that could be watching that. And yes, Lemmy did bring up a good point.
The Holy Ghost of Santa then gets on his ethereal sleigh and bequeaths brand new PlayStations to all his most devout followers, none of whom seem to be homeless. As the saying goes, give Santa your soul or he'll give you coal.
You could say that about Krampus.
All jokes aside, the holiday season of modern times is one of the most nauseating celebrations on display.
Why? Because it doesn't suit your own, and the fact that you're complaining to more about it. I mean, I know at the very beginning you were joking about it by using the whole. Well, at the same time, you're not really joking about it, because you're actually making the comparisons of consumerism to that holiday because it's nauseating for you. Well, fuck me and fuck everyone else for actually celebrating something that just doesn't seem to fit well with your own. You know, I'm sorry that it doesn't fit your needs.
We can't even get a minute past Halloween before we're bombarded with crap music, crap ads, crap TV specials, fake smiles, empty gestures, and the insanity of Christianity.
Okay, but why is it only Christianity that bothers you then? If it's the same fucking thing with corporatism and the sappy music and pretty much the just the incestuous greetings, remarks, Hallmark gift cards, all this other crap, why the fuck is the only thing, in part from this corporate consumerism, the only thing that you were concerned about is Christianity? Really? It's like, what? Like, were you two also molested by a Catholic priest, and that's how you came to this kind of point in your life? Fuck everyone because I got molested by a Catholic priest too, same as Morg? Come on. Well, seriously, why is that one seriously the only one you seriously have a problem with? I mean, we're not looking at the extremist point of view. We're just looking at Christianity as a whole here. Come on. Seriously.
Fuck all that garbage.
Okay, cool. That's your own point of view, and I can actually respect what your point of view on that is, but, like, come on.
Time to throw it back to the healthy pagan festivals of old, like the Saturnalia and the Bacchanalia. It's time for Shadow Season.
Well, if you're throwing it back to the pagan era, and then you're just going to throw in your own shit, isn't that kind of doing the same thing of inviting some corporate non-structured consumerism by also promoting sex work as all that too? Like, again, I'm not saying that sex work and all is a bad thing, but you got to be careful about what you do with that shit. So does it not come across a little bit kind of hypocritical in that sense when you're throwing out something and then throwing in your own, kind of like supposedly this new world order that Morg is supposed to be throwing out there? Because it's going to be the same exact cycle. You throw out all the hard work that humanity itself has pretty much built since the very beginning to make a civilized area or a civilized union or a country for everyone. And yes, that is a dog barking in the back. To have a civilized country, just to throw that all away, to start anew, and then just for chaos and for everything else to just burn away and to start anew. This sounds like some Ra's al Ghul shit from Batman. Speaking of which, because I'm wearing a Robin mask, that idea kind of like flowed into my head. This is like some Ra's al Ghul bullshit. So, don't think it got past me on that.
The holidays are the cause of a considerable amount of shadow content, as we're pressured to buy gifts and attend obligatory parties. Shadow season is about...
Well, good, but that's not everybody who celebrates it, so please don't categorize and generalize that as a whole, please.
Taking back the holidays and restoring a healthy celebration of...
Well, then celebrate your own holiday however you want to fucking celebrate it, okay? And leave us out of it. You don't speak for everyone on this planet. You don't speak for everyone who celebrates differently. You don't speak for the people that want to do... And you know what? There are people that are going to use the consumeristic bullshit out there. But that's their shit. But that doesn't speak for everybody as a whole. Not for people in this stream, not for people like me, not for people out there. It's not for everybody. So again, do you have any consensus to what you're actually talking about? I have 2 dogs in my backyard. So one's a red Doberman and one is an albino Doberman. And we're supposed to be getting a 3rd fully black Doberman at the end of December. So I'm excited for that. That is our Christmas present. Oh, but you know what? Consumeristic bullshit because we bought a 3rd dog. We bought a dog for Christmas because we threw our money, because we gave into a corporate capitalist part of society where we purchase things. It's pretty much how the world works. If I can, I might be able to show the doggers. Don't worry.
Connection, sex, and expression. Running from Halloween until New Year's Eve. It's the Hyperion antidote to the cancers of religion and capitalism, where we...
Seriously, like, do you seriously have just a hate boner for capitalism? What about communism? What about fascism? What about those? We're not too focused on communism because communism has been trying to be implemented in certain parts of the countries out there, and we're not going to be too focused on that shit. Again, at least with capitalism, you have a chance to grow in the world. Yeah, it's a shitty system sometimes. I will not sit here and lie to your face and saying that it's a perfectly good system, but at least it gives you a chance. It gives you a chance to rise up in the ranks, at least. Introduced well, I would have to stream downstairs, and the dog is pretty crazy.
Revel in shadow and throw up the middle finger to Jesus Christ and all his happy, clappy little slaves.
So what makes your savior Morg any better then? If you're just gonna use this, because isn't Morg supposed to be this revolutionary figure of Hyperionism that's supposed to change the foundation of mathematics and supposedly the so-called science that he finally got to his head that finally works? The fact that his system of Hyperionism does not pretty much conflate, or pretty much what's the much better wording and understanding for this? It does not project any sort of factual or evidential meaning to it. So, okay, fairness. You want to throw the middle finger up at Jesus, to people like me who celebrate Jesus, fine. This is me giving my finger to you and Morg. See? I can do that too.
Since Halloween allows us to express ourselves without fear of judgment, and
cool, because people from my church dress up as things from Halloween too. That's pretty much not church, appropriate. So, and I know I'm just speaking for my church and myself there, but you got to really consider the fact that, again, people out there in the world sometimes just don't care.
New Year's Eve marks the end of the old and the birth of the new. These 2 holidays make for the perfect start and end points for the season of shadow. Make Dionysus proud and join us in spreading blasphemy, heresy, and debauchery this...
Yeah, good luck with that shit, because I'm pretty sure if you did that shit in certain parts of countries that don't allow religion, you probably get your ass beaten. And here's the funny thing about that. Christianity nowadays doesn't really fucking do that. I can't speak for the same thing about Westboro Baptist Church being judgmental, because they are pretty much a cancer on society. That I will actually give you on a silver platter. But go ahead and try that shit over in Syria, Saudi Arabia, Afghanistan, or Iraq, and see how exactly that's going to go when you spread blasphemy over to their shit. I'm pretty sure you're not going to get the exact same result Christianity would give you, as opposed to what? The extremist views of Islam and shit like that. Again, I'm not judging or generalizing those. I'm just talking about the extremists, by the way. Try doing that shit over there and see what the end result of that would be. And yes, government living like kings, it's, ugh. Yeah, your ass would be fucking stoned to death. So think about it. 1,000 years from where we are now, things have changed. You should really start thinking about the bigger picture and respect the fact of freedom of expression. Because again, here's the thing. Let's also pull out some political history. I'm not talking about like politics, like modern politics. I want to actually go to like the year of 1776. 1776, from the year the Constitution itself was made. Or it's pretty much 1789, but okay. I think that was pretty much more of the Independence War. Yeah. So if I were to go to the Constitution of the United States, or the Bill of Rights Institute, I am going to refresh a little matter. Let's see. He gets, oh yeah, he definitely would. Because you yourself saying, yeah, we're trying to wipe out religion itself. And you know what? Again, I can agree to an extent that religion itself is a controversial effect on people. But let's also look at something that we need to also refresh our minds upon, because apparently, apart from this generation that I'm a part in, and maybe this generation that you're a part in, whoever this person is, I think you really need to touch right back up on the history here. That's like really, really, really too small to read. So I go to another one here. So we are going to go to the amendments. Amendments 1 through 10 for the Bill of Rights. So let's go right here. So Amendment number 1, Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion or prohibiting the free exercise therefore of abridging the freedom of speech, of press, or the right of people peacefully to assemble and petition government for redress of grievances. So let me go ahead and copy that one right there. So in other words, I don't really have to respect the establishment of yours right there. But you do realize that that's the freedom we have. Hold on one second. I'm just having a little trouble like scrolling this down. There we go. Okay. So now that we got caught up, Hyperianism does not solve the problem. If anything, you're just drawing up major contexts of bullshit that doesn't seem a little bit more to a factual understanding on how life really is. It's like you basically just pulled some mathematics crap out of your ass and then expected people to just go for it at face value, and then you sell off a product. And that's more of me talking about Morg than I'm talking about this guy. This is kind of like the Hyperion source for this channel here. So
anti-holiday season. And how about spreading a little bit of knowledge too? The gift that keeps on giving. Yeah, where's this so-called knowledge that's supposed to be the face changer of how we look at science, religion, mathematics, and everything else? How's that working out for you? It's funny because I haven't really seen much change. I mean, other than the people that have been working on the Hadron Collider. Those are the people that dedicated their life to science and mathematics. And guess what? They're doing shit with their life. They actually got they fucking got much more achievements than what Morg's doing, because all he's doing is just bitching in front of a camera, in front of 30 people no less. And we're gonna look at that new Terra move, by the way. But let's get caught up in this. Set yourself up with some Shadow Season cards and distribute them to friends and family. relatives you love, relatives you hate, any and everyone. In these cards, recipients will find a link to download the New World Order document outlining the Hyperion vision for a new Earth, the ultimate antithesis to the sugar-coated Hallmark gift cards lapped up by the masses. You can get your Shadow Season cards at IamHyperion.com and learn more about the New World Order document in our previous video, A Message from the Hyperion Collective. And we can make things interesting here. In the spirit of Shadow Season, let's introduce a contest. Go on social media and blow it up with heretical posts letting the world know how you sinned for Shadow Season. There will be a prize in the new year for the most blasphemous heretic. Just make sure you're tagging the fuck out of I Am Hyperion with every post.
Yeah, this is definitely cult shit that spews out. I mean, he's treating Christianity like it's actually supposed to be something like Marshall Applewhite did. In fact, that's not the basis of what that's supposed to be. And again, I know people actually have their grievances and they have their their own issues with it. And again, I can completely respect that, and I can understand their point of view with that. But at the same time, I feel like this part really gets an unfair judgment from that because it's the only thing that they really pretty much make a mark upon in terms of other religions out there. And number two, they don't talk about anything else other than pretty much the blasphemous stuff here. That's it. So dividing amongst the two, it does not seem to be much sense to actually look more into it. But yeah, I'm aware he's shady too. But like the only reason why I'm just doing this is so that way people are aware. And again, I don't care what you believe. I just say, be who you are, be yourself. And if you want to find more understanding or find your place somewhere in the world, it's a lot easier to kind of look into places where you can help people. It doesn't really matter. You don't necessarily need to turn to religion, but like try doing something for somebody. It doesn't have to be the entire world. It makes more to take it one step at a time. Helping somebody in need, that's something good. That kind of makes a little bit more better of a difference. I can't even. If you want to do community service, while you're trying to find your place in the world, do that. If you need something better, like a better job, go out and seek a better job. If you want to make yourself better as a person spiritually, then by all means, pick any belief that you want, as long as it's not something that causes a very dangerous situation, kind of like Jonestown, Heaven's Gate, all of these other things that could be cult-like. You can be doing something very better with your life. I'm not telling people, hey, come over to my side, come over to Christianity. No. What I'm saying is that you have the free will to do what you want to do, but you got to be careful with what you do with it, is what I'm saying. Christmas should not be banned because it offends somebody. Fuck yeah. If someone gets offended over Christmas, then oh my gosh, please do me a favor and worship something else, please.
Get creative with this. Come up with your own ideas on how you'd like to shock the Christmas cultists into a frenzy.
Yeah, kind of a pot calling the kettle black, being that this is basically a cult, where you're taking money from people and telling people you have all the answers. Not saying particularly to this guy, but from his cult leader Morg.
Our festivities of darkness will be contagious.
The festivities of darkness, even though you were pretty much shaming Christianity in one area, and now all of a sudden you're talking about like darkness and spooky and ominousity from Shadow Season, and you want to talk about blasphemy. So actually, here's something I just touched upon, by the way, Monkey. This guy is telling us that what things that I believe in, for example, are absolutely garbage. I guess in a sense, evil. Brainwashing, but yet this guy is telling me that Shadow Season should celebrate darkness, blasphemy, all this other stuff. And again, you want to tell me that what we're celebrating is kind of like what cultish like, even though it's pretty much what you're doing is pretty much cult like. It doesn't seem kind of fitting to make these sort of arguments if you're just going to go out there and just try to blaspheme and then just try to do all of these ridiculous and redonkulous sets of actions. It doesn't really set well, and it doesn't set a good example too.
We'll also have a contest for card distribution as well. Make a list of who you shared your Shadow Season cards with and let us know. Friends, family, co-workers, whoever. You can
More people to bring with you to drink the Kool-Aid when the time comes.
also leave them places for people to find. Our catalysts will ignite a global shift in consciousness, so spread them far and wide. We're also pleased to announce another big Hyperion event going down in LA on Friday, December 27th. This will be a freak-themed New Year's Eve party with a BDSM element, DJ, special performers, and a lot more. Details will be coming soon, so stay tuned. But it's not all fun and debauchery this shadow season. It's also about creating a new world of sexual freedom. As we all know, activism is a huge part of our message, so Hyperionism will be doing its part by expressing support for sex workers. A percentage from all December...
Watch this turn out to be something horrible at the end, that Hyperionism is just gathering a harem of fucking women. And I'm not going to jump to the conclusion on this one, but like I'm going to fucking like be furious and angry if this turned out to be something for like, you know, underage shit to be happening. I just get that suspicion of what that may be in terms of Hyperionism. I could be wrong, but that's just sort of the vibe I'm getting.
Sales in the Hyperion online store, as well as from all ticket sales for the LA event, will be donated to the Los Angeles chapter of the Sex Workers Outreach Project, which has the
Okay, you know what? I'm just gonna find it. Why is it mainly on sex workers? Seriously, I mean, again, like I've said this before last night, but like I understand if you want to do that, fine, but you know you can do also a lot more with that too. If you really wanted to set a better example too, I mean, you can do that too, but if you also really want to set a better example, again, there are other things that you can also be donating that time and effort to in terms of that. That's what the guy was making that email to Morgue about. Now, again, I don't necessarily agree with necessarily everything the guy was saying, because in fact, Morgue has the right to speak what he wants to speak. And again, as much as I don't respect the dude, he does have the right to speak what he wants to speak and feel what he wants to feel. That's a given. But again, it's the same thing what I've said about Mike and Actor, is that nobody is immune to criticism. Nobody. Not the idea, not a person, not a place, not a thing. Nothing is immune to criticism. Maybe they think that they are impressionable and make an easy target. I mean, most likely, because it's like the same thing Morgue said before again, like to break away from people, to mentally manipulate people from their friends, family, school, or from their peers in general. It's just one of those things, and it's something that Stevie has touched up upon, and it's something that kind of like was brought back to the forefront of my mind in terms of that. Here we go.
Of decriminalizing sex work. SWAP USA is a national social justice network dedicated to the fundamental
social justice network and decriminalizing sex work. I mean, so the things like Pornhub, what, OnlyFans, all this other shit. I mean, what? That's criminalized? Because it's been around for quite some fucking time.
The human rights of people involved in the sex trade and their communities, focusing on ending violence and stigma through education and advocacy. You can research more by following the links in the description below. There's nothing the pathetic Abrahamic moralists hate more than to see the free and healthy expression of love and lust. So let's drown the...
Yeah, nothing says more like the unhealthy moralistic values of Hyperionism by spreading blasphemy and pretty much telling people that, you know, what they believe is just nothing more than much of a piece of shit. Kind of like any other religion out there will kind of do the same thing. So what makes you any fucking different?
A minute. Counteract their Christmas carols with public readings from Nietzsche's The Antichrist. If you have a gift exchange at work, then bring a copy of The Path of Shadow. Stuff stockings with unity documents and the message from the New World Order. And should you be so bold, lead a prayer at Grandma's dinner table with a quote from Mike Hockney. There's plenty to choose from denouncing Abrahamism and capitalism. Don't suppress or repress this shadow season. Express instead. We are the next...
Look, I'm not against expression, and I'm not against the freedom of expression or the freedom of celebrating one's religion. But I am against people that are trying to say, you know, again, the church I go to, we're not trying to go out and brainwash people. We're just encouraging people. If they don't want to go to it, that's fine. That's not on them. That's their own freedom to discuss that. And there's nothing wrong with trying to at least, you know, tell people, hey, you know, we're actually, you know, if you want to actually come over, you know, give your life to Jesus, okay, fine. But like, again, that's their decision at the very end. It's no one else's decision to force them. Again, it's not like a bullet or a gun was pointed at somebody's head and said, you're going to go to this, you're going to do this, you're going to worship the way that we believe. No, none of that at all. There's nothing wrong with encouraging something, but when you're going to go out and make a war about it, then that becomes a completely different thing of itself. It's just like you're just trying to create another war with a thing on Christmas. It's unneeded. Why? Is Morgan to socialism? I am not sure. I will actually have to ask Stevie.
Next evolutionary.
I'll ask him right now.
We are Hyperion. Hail, New Terra. Please like, share, and subscribe.
Yeah, I'm not going to. Fuck yourself on that one. All right, well, now we're going to get into this New Terra thing because now it's on my mind. No, it's like a 15-minute video. It's supposed to be there. Wow, already I'm creeped out. Yay, thank you. All right, you know, we'll just do this. It's a lot more easier to just go through and just go to this and just brush up on it. Let's see. An hour ago, my most heartbreaking experience DMT trip report. Yeah, I don't trust anything that I can smoke. I don't smoke at all, but 66.1 subscribers. He's only like what 500 away from 666,000. All right. So where is? Oh, here we go. New Terra. This is the one I was looking for. It's actually only 2 minutes. You could design
your life exactly
the
way
it's
you
an
want
ad.
it to be. What would that look like? What kind of work would you be doing every day? How would your body?
Okay, hold on. See, I didn't get a chance to read that. This video contains large amounts of metaphorical language and hyperbole. Okay, like we're fucking idiots. Like we don't understand literature. We do not condone violence or any illegal activity. Never harm yourself or others. Never engage in any illegal activity. Nice cover.
New Terra is the birth of the new world. Hyperionism is a system of rational spirituality that's about going higher than human and actualizing your true self, your divine self, your higher self. The Hyperion New World Order is about creating a completely new system. It's about destroying all the old ways and implementing healthy, positive, rational ways. I'm very happy that you guys could attend this evening here at the birth of New Terra. This is a world historic moment.
I mean, I know Steve said there was like 30 people at this event, but it looks a bit more than 30.
And I am beyond happy to be able to share this moment with you, the Hyperions that are at the forefront of the evolution of the world.
He does like Marshall Everett. He looks like him too, just with long hair.
We are pushing a new paradigm, a new way of thinking that the world at large has yet to see. In the everyday world where you have to work a 9-to-5 job, it can be easy to forget who you are and what you really are. So tonight we're opening.
Well, I mean, no shit. I mean, fucking work is stressful, but you know, at the end of the day, even though sometimes life can be rough, at least you can go home knowing that you brought a paycheck and that you can actually be doing something better in case if your job isn't doing much for you. I mean, you don't need. I mean, if you want to branch out into something a little bit more personal in terms of spirituality, again, that's to your extent, fine. But you don't necessarily need that. You just need to get your head out of your ass and then just, you know, go with life with what it goes. You know, if something isn't working out for you, try something else.
With a void state, so that those in attendance can be reminded of what they truly are, that they aren't just their bodies, but that they are eternal minds.
Okay, eternal minds that we still have not yet to prove, with no scientific evidence to prove that we do. You don't even need research to figure this out. Unless we exactly know what the mind itself is completely capable and completely made of, we don't fucking know. Yeah. He's taken a lot more influence from then.
It can be hard in this world, this mundane world of distractions, 9-to-5 jobs. But we know that we aren't just our bodies, that life is more than what this world tells us it is.
What the world tells you it is. So you're meaning to tell me, like, if the entire Earth itself is nothing more than a big fucking lie composed about 80% of water and 20% of land, that pretty much has been conceived through the microscopic uses that created the animals, beings, and pretty much the plants and other living organisms on the planet for over billions of fucking years. And we have fossils to prove it. We have archaeological data and archaeological evidence to prove otherwise. We've even actually had the data to prove pretty much the evolution of humans, the evolution of animals. We've also actually had the information to pretty much suggest everything through the uses of quantum classical mechanics. We also have the uses of bioengineering, carbon dating, all of this other stuff. And even in the terms of spirituality, historically, that shit has happened. So what the fuck what the fuck are you going on about saying that the world is only telling you what's real? It's fucking real if you accept it or not, because shit has happened before you even entered into the world. Oh gosh. What do I need to actually go steal the Declaration of Independence and like rub it in your face and be like, hey, guess what? This actually fucking happened.
So much more. But even so, even though we may know this, we can forget sometimes. You might have to put on that persona, that fake mask, when you go out in the outer world. The world.
I mean, yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes it feels fucking stupid that we have to, be somebody else for the time being, and then once you leave. But that's just how fucking life is. Life isn't, life ain't all sunshine and rainbows, buddy.
The Ignavi, the world of the sleepwalkers. But here in this place, in New Terra, it's about remembering what we really are, what we truly are, and making those real connections. We're going to take a moment to do a void state, to get in the right mindset for the rest of the evening, so that we can make those true connections and have a true, real, genuine experience here this evening.
Oh, never mind.
Clear your mind.
Oh, wait a minute.
And realize that you are taking part in something set apart and removed from the drudgery of everyday life. We are the universe coming to self-knowledge. See yourself reflected in the eyes of everyone else, for they are a part of absolute self, as am I, as we all are. Remember that when we come together under one cause, no force in existence can stop us. Through our will, the earth will shift, and through us, the collective awakens now. Welcome to New Terra. The great eye has opened. Remove your blindfolds now.
Sorry, I don't have a
And as
blindfold.
we
It's
remove
just a
the
mask.
blindfolds, it is the awakening of the collective. Together here, we see.
Okay, see, like that weird look on his face right there when he's talking about the collective system, I guess. That so fucking reminds me of Emperor Palpatine's face in the fucking Revenge of the Sith. And it also kind of reminds me of a cultish face from Children of the fucking Corn. Or Children of the Corn, sorry. All right, this mask is hurting me. Ugh. Yeah, his voice does sound like a co-leader. Fuck yeah.
See each other for what we truly are. And I am very happy to see each and every one of you here tonight. Those attending New Terra tonight are writing down things that they wish to see destroyed in the world. We aim to destroy hatred, racism, sexism, and homophobia. All those things that obstruct our path to divinity so that we may create a...
Oh, man, okay, good. You have a goal to destroy something. Okay, yeah, I'm all for that. But the problem is that is not, as much as I hate to fucking say this, and it's not out of pessimism because I'm only speaking out of fact here, you're not going to be able to do that fully. I mean, you can try your best to, to suppress it, but it can't fully go away. Unless if you are willing to go over to the other countries right now that are pretty much full of, homophobia, racism, sexism, misogyny, you know what? Give you a fucking helmet, give you an AR-15, you can go fight a fucking war over there. That's a way you can do it. It's not going to fully, complete 100% of the job, but it's better than bitching in front of a camera.
Unified world. Those here at New Terra tonight are receiving a black envelope. Within is a message from the New World Order, laying out our plans for the future. Well, ladies and gentlemen,
plans for the future. Hold on to that thought in your head.
Welcome to New Terra. Now, many of you have heard talks about a New World Order.
Yeah, Jonestown, Heaven's Gate, New Terra.
And what Hyperianism intends to do is institute a new world order. Now, some people may have heard this term before, and there's a lot of fear surrounding this idea. But if you have heard the sort of conspiracy theory that the New World Order is about the rich 1% taking over the world and all that, they already have taken over the world. The rich 1% are the current rulers of the world. They are not part of the New World Order. They are part of the old world order. The old world order are all the old systems, the old rulers, the old elites, the old patriarchal systems, the old fundamentalist religions, all the systems that are eating away at this world.
Oh, gosh.
You see, if the controlling
let it play
elites
out for a
spread
little bit.
fear surrounding anything new, then the people will never rise up against them. As long as there is fear surrounding what is new, the people will never become united. Unity is the greatest strength that we have. And that's why this world sows so much division. Because the more fractured the people are, the more the old world controllers stay in power. So a new world order is a complete...
Okay, look, I can understand to some extent if you're talking about people that are extreme with the views of Christianity, Judaism, Nazism, or something like that. It's not just those. It's a lot more things in general than, okay, fine. But it's not just fundamentalist shit you're going after, isn't it? It's a lot more than that.
Complete and total overhaul of everything. The old world is trash and it needs to be thrown out. Full stop.
Oh yeah, everything that we fucking worked for in terms of our of the economy, of everything that we used for an infrastructure, everything that we used in terms of how the world works, our education system, and the way that we govern our society, which we've all pretty much worked hard for, even though, yeah, there is a lot of shit that I find questionable about it, but, at least we've gotten somewhere in times of need, and that we've actually been a civilized nation for over that amount of time. And just to throw it all out is just to watch the world fucking burn. Sorry, I'm not buying it.
Completely, 100%. This is our statement that the
like
world as it is, it's not kind of bad. It's all bad. It doesn't need a few tweaks here and there. It needs to be thrown out. It's toxic. It's a cancer.
Wait, what's toxic? The fact that it doesn't suit your needs, or the fact that you think that it's not suiting what, your system? Or maybe, okay, so then let me go back and rephrase it, because maybe I'm actually like throwing the context a little bit out. Is it toxic because you think that it's not suiting the world for a better place, or if it's not suiting a better world for you and your followers? Or mostly just you?
And it's destroying this world. So the old world must be undone. All old fundamentalist religious systems, old systems of control by the rich, old patriarchal systems, all of it must be abolished and demolished. Old ways must be undone. Old religions must be desecrated.
Old religion. Okay, but again, where do you think pretty much the modern day of people celebrating religion in itself stems from? The fact that we were able to learn from what happened thousands of years ago, and the fact that it's improved. I'm not going to say that it's completely perfect, yandy dandy, but it's improved. Your little follower, you know, Hyperion or whatnot. I mean, his view on that was pretty fucking cringy, because his biggest focus was Christianity of it as a whole. That was fundamentally the understandable part, is that he was going after it as a whole. So I want to be sure that I just want to be sure that you're doing this as a whole, or probably just specifically to that, because I really just don't want to make myself feel so much further embarrassed. That I'm going to have to get into in terms of a political aspect, but the only thing I've really seen them be like more political on is the fact that Donald Trump lovers are like love and lighters or whatnot. That's one thing I've seen from one of his videos.
Creative. So this is our declaration to the world. We will establish a new world order. All institutions will be undone. All corruptions will be dismantled. And in their place, we will put a new system. We're here to experience and learn and grow together. We need to have the opportunity to do that. Instead of, our bodies have become prisons, and these worlds have become prisons. Like, I'm here talking to you right now, and you can see, you know, I'm sure you go out and interact with people on your day-to-day basis, but it's like you're walking in a prison, you're walking in a bubble, right? You're talking to these people, but you're not having a real connection. You're not having a real experience. We're in these little cells, these little prisons that these institutions have built and put us in.
So what are you trying to say? Like, everyone should be like fucking Superman and shit? Sorry, it's an exaggeration, but like, what are you trying to unlock some superpower where you're not just in a physical state? Like, how the fuck do you plan on achieving this shit? How? Just how? Take a look at this.
So we need to obliterate that and start having true connections and true experiences together. And we need to have a world that allows us to do that, that allows us to grow, learn, thrive, educate, experience, create art, all of these things, instead of working a mind-numbing 9-to-5 job.
Oh, what? Okay, don't start fucking that shit up now, because again, that's the thing about working a 9-to-5 job. It's an honest fucking way of living. It's a fucking honest way of making a living. You're gonna throw out the hardworking shit from shit that we have done since the beginning of the civilization to the construction and birth of the American nation, all the way to the fact of the Industrial Revolution. And now we march to this point where we say, fuck all that, throw that shit out the window, and just do this cult shit that's supposed to benefit us. What? Throw out a 9-to-5 job. Fuck off. Fuck it. I'm just as baffled and confused.
So we need a full-scale overhaul of everything. Fundamentalist religion must be rejected. To hell with prayer.
Oh, fuck off.
If you want to experience the divine within, fuck prayer, make love, drop acid.
Preach your, worship your own shit, but leave people out of it. They're not interested in your shit.
It's not about getting on your knees and praying to a God. It's about becoming God.
Yeah. Becoming God. You think that would be a little bit more of an understatement if the fact of the matter is the fact that why is it that you yourself are pretty much still technically bound within a physical form, Morg? How is it that you yourself are implementing this so-called change when you yourself are just like everybody else in the world, bound in a fucking body? Just like me, just like everyone else on this fucking earth. You are bound to a body. If you yourself had any comprehension of how to be God, then you would have actually understood the fundamentals of the outside creations of the cosmos, the outside creations of the nebula, the outside creations of every black hole in existence, or of the nova and supernova, the thelos, helos, and all of that shit. But you don't. Coming from the guy who does not understand the fact that classical mechanics and quantum mechanics go hand in hand. So why in the fuck should I take the word of some cultist bullshit dumbass seriously when he couldn't even figure out the two things, though they're different in nature, they still go fucking hand to hand. And you want to tell me that, we're not just bound, we're not just in a physical form, we had this eternal mind, but yet you have no idea or the senses to prove it. Fuck. Just no. Oh, gosh. Oh, my God. Oh, God. Okay. That's the same thing I have been saying. Like, every atheist I have been talking to, every Satanist, every Luciferian, every Taoist, every Buddhist that I have ever talked to thinks this is a load of fucking crap. It's bullshit.
It's about becoming divine. So we need a new world order that's a complete and total overhaul of everything.
And which, by the way, this is a system he made, not a system of collective people that have made this. This was all from him. Yet we have actually had no record, we have actually had no documentation of him submitting this into challenging the Board of Education, the Division of Science. He's never challenged any of these areas to a debate. We don't have any record of that. Instead, we just have him in front of a camera telling us this is the truth.
Where the main objective of the New World Order is to create a unified humanity and a society of the divine. We have...
Yeah, that's the same kind of shit Jonestown and Heaven's Gate was like. I'm still waiting on the fact when I'm still waiting on some sort of Easter egg or hint about some Kool-Aid.
An amazing speaker here tonight. Tonight, Phoenix is speaking. He's the co-founder of Revolution LA and Public Bank LA. He's a powerful figure dedicated to world change and instituting a new world order.
So we're here to talk about a new world order. We are essentially talking about overthrowing the things of this current world order that need to be overthrown.
Yeah, see, and that's the thing about holy wars and shit. When you try to actually overthrow something, and like again, I'm all with everyone in terms of against is against homophobia, sexism, violence, misogyny, and misogyny. But if you're gonna overthrow a system by trying to get rid of religion itself as a whole, or other people's beliefs as a whole, then you've got another problem on your hand there, because not everyone who worships these religions believe in sexism, homophobia, violence, misogyny, or misogyny, or any other type of negative aspect of behavior in terms of it. So good luck doing that, because you ever try barging into my home domain and telling me that what I believe is nothing but shambles, you better hope to whatever divine presence that you fucking pray to could save your ass if you try breaking into my home or whatnot, or trying to get me to believe something, because I got an AR-15 and a fucking Ruger right across from me right now. So don't ever try that shit with me.
So what we need to ultimately implement is a massive transformation of the human mind, because we evolved out of single-celled organisms on this planet, which evolves around the sun, which
authoritarian,
came from the processes that began at the Big Bang. And so we, in our current consciousness, are as relative gods compared to the lower animals.
Again, why aren't you challenging the scientists that pretty much had this Big Bang theory to be, or I'm sorry, why aren't you challenging the scientists that have been dedicating their life and studies to the areas of like the Big Bang? Why aren't you doing it? Shouldn't that be your first step? Challenging them. And if you actually had it right on the terms of science, then go after religion. But again, from square one, you still haven't done that.
Into the bacteria that we emerged from. And so if you accept this evolution, where are we going? What is a state of consciousness and values that is inherently capable in the universe, and hence us, that would make our current state of consciousness look barbaric in comparison? Do you see the potential of Hyperianism and this school of thought? We are changing politics, we're changing economics, we're changing culture. This is the real deal. It's about equal opportunities on a radical level. Radical equal opportunities. And this means a new school system. Critical thinking.
Oh, don't fucking go there now. Okay, no. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. Do not start fucking that up. How many rounds does an AR-15 shoot per second? That really just depends on what one you're trying to use. If you're trying to use like a double mag, not a double mag, an extended mag. Because what, I could hold up to 12 on mine, so I'm guessing about 24. If you're doing an extension, 24, but if you're doing a regular, it's on 12.
Thinking should be taught in schools. People should be taught comparative religions so that no child can be brainwashed by their parent to be told this is the truth or else.
Yeah, but like if you're trying to implement Hyperianism into the school system, isn't that kind of the same thing between the separation of church and state? Because basically what you're doing is you're implementing a system of beliefs, same thing that like any other religion out there, it has a system of beliefs, and you're trying to implement a system of beliefs into a school system. That is not the way to fucking do things.
We are seeking a new golden age, a new renaissance. You see, the cultural capitalism that's taught in our schools and our universities, that permeates our collective consciousness, has
yet these people that have actually gone to school, and again, I'm not speaking as a whole, but these people that have gone to school under this capitalist societies have actually made something of themselves. Holy shit. God forbid anyone who goes to school under a capitalist society, going to school or anything personally to what they believe, and they implement their own belief systems into their own life, and they're actually a successful person or a businessman or a businesswoman, football player, athlete, musician, tech guy, or, you know, some sort of restaurant owner, you know, God forbid.
Poisoned our consciousness because we're all commodities to be bought and sold. Black Friday, right? Christmas, got to buy presents.
Okay, but again, that's not basically what Christmas is about. And again, I agree with Black Friday on that part, because I think Black Friday is just fucking insane. That's why I will never take part in it. Unfortunately, I have to work on Black Friday, so that's another thing. But I will never take part in fucking Black Friday ever, never in my life. I have seen how humanity itself works on those days of Black Fridays. It's in shambles. I will give you that one. I will fucking give you that one on a silver platter. I will not fight you on that one, but everything else you can go fuck yourself on.
Right? Celebrity worship.
No, this is
red
somebody
carpet,
else.
The royal wedding. We're hypnotized by the bread and circuses. We have to buy stuff. We have to drive the nice car to feel like we're worth something. We have to buy the big diamond ring. So we now, because scientific materialism overthrew religiosity, which
oh, come on. At least with scientific materialism, you actually have the empirical data to understand what's there and what's already pretty much written and also accurately put into in terms of data. Fuckwit.
a sense, dialectically was a very important step to diminish the power of the Catholic Church and so on in Europe. The result of that, the unintended consequence of that, was through this materialism, an existential void. And with nothing to fill that existential void, all that was left was shop